Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV and a new edition of our virtual online interview series. We want to talk today to Roger Goodwin from Griffin Mining, the CFO, as they just brought out their 2020 numbers. Hey, good morning, or let's say good day to England. How are you, Roger?
We're still in good morning mode, so Good morning and good afternoon to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. And yeah. Fantastic, great. Me too. As I'm on vacation actually, so that's perfect. You brought out your 2020 numbers, and I think they were really acceptable to my understanding. What was your feeling on those numbers?
I think they're pretty good. I mean, given the circumstances we were operating in 2020, with the COVID restrictions that were brought about, they come out well. Yes, our turnover was slightly down because our production was slightly down, but importantly, our profitability was up. A couple of reasons for that. One, metal prices improved later on in the 2020, so that helped us. But also, we contained our costs. So certainly, things like our administration costs were kept under control. And this is despite the fact we spent an enormous amount of effort last year ensuring that we got the PFA approvals, the green mine certification, the new mining license. All those things were achieved in effect at a lower cost. So that was a good result.
Fantastic. So that does not mean that you have, let's say, fired any people or workers. You just had a very strict cost management. And I mean, also due to COVID-19, there was no travel and stuff like this. Yeah. So this, of course, saves also money. So for me, it was really astonishing that your operating profit went up to $15.1 million compared to $14.2 million to 2019. But what I really liked even more was the profit before taxes is $14.5 million, and after tax 8.9. So what you gonna do with the money?
Well, we have been reinvesting it. We had to do a great deal of work during 2020 to ensure we got all the PFA approvals, and of course now we're looking to develop the Zone 2 area, which is just to the south of the main mining area. So we're going to be reinvesting sort of money into that now, really from sort of now onwards, such that by this time next year, we would have spent most of our money that we needed to spend. We should become a cash cow then. We should be generating lots of cash. And that's the main expenditure goes where everything else has been spent. All the money we need to spend on Zone 3, all the surface work has been spent. We just need to do some minor development work, or we need to develop the Zone 2 area. And that's really it.
And you're also planning to double the production, of course, right, through that?
We will take it. Well, we're doing around, last year we did 875,000 thereabouts. We should get up to 1.1 million this year, just from Zone 3. As we move into 2022 and 2023, we should go up to 1.5 million tons ore per annum without a sort of corresponding increase in costs. Yes, our mining costs and haulage costs will go up to a certain extent, but processing costs will not go the same. And our administration costs, again, should say pretty much the same. So
fantastic.
We should become even more profitable.
So that would mean to me that you are on the path, let's say maybe from next year onwards, hopefully to be a dividend payer.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I definitely do. Once my American friends allow us to sort of do a dividend and also share buyback, yes, I'd be delighted. In fact, I would think we will probably be able to do both.
Yeah, I mean, you're already buying shares back. We saw that you did 25,000 here, 35,000 there, which is nice to see. So what you're going to do with the share will the shares be destroyed, or do you want to use them later on, let's say, I don't know, for an acquisition or whatever?
At the moment, they're held in what we call treasury. So they're just being held onto. But we have no plans to reissue those, or actually, in fact, to reissue any further shares. We're not looking at doing any further share issues. We're generating, as you know, plenty of cash, and sort of therefore we're not looking to do any sort of further share issues. Certainly, all this development on Zone 2 can all be financed internally, and of course we're debt free.
Yeah, exactly. That's something what I wanted to mention, because this is also not normal for a company, let's say your size, and you are one of the largest zinc producers in China, actually. So if you would compare the situation last year now to this year, because I think last year you had to shut down 6 to 8 weeks at least, I think.
We totally shut down for probably about a month. I mean, then there was a
Okay.
slow start up afterwards, trying to get people back to the mine and all this sort of thing. So yeah, I got a feeling a lot more relaxed. I mean, of course, last year we had a great deal of work and effort to do with the auditors to make sure we're going concern. It was much more relaxed this year. Our only problem still is traveling. We're not able to travel. It's difficult to get expats into China. We can do it, but it's tricky. So that's our only problem at the moment. And of course, we've all learned to work remotely, which is great.
Yeah, but you have the team in place there in China, which is running the mine.
We have been able to get our critical expat staff into China, so they're on site. They are working on site. So yes, they are there.
Super. What do you think is the most important thing, let's say, for the next 3 to 6 months? What do you want to achieve, or where do you see critical elements in the business?
Right. Well, the first thing we have to get done is we're actually in the process at the moment getting our mine plan for the Zone 2 area approved. And my understanding is that it's all gone into the resident authorities now. That will all happen. And then it's literally starting the development of Zone 2, which will take us altogether about a year before we can properly extract sort of any ore from that Zone 2 sort of area. So by next year, we should be starting to extract something, and then that'll slowly build up. So by 2022, we should be getting up to 500,000 tons of ore per annum out of that Zone 2 area.
So that's great. Yeah.
Us.
Absolutely. I mean, the metal prices are also running into the right direction for you guys.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that is really lovely, because when I look at your, let's say, at your production here, you have zinc, gold, silver, and lead, and those are all metals which are needed, let's say, for the green energy revolution. On the one hand, gold is of course the security metal. That's also right. And if you would compare that, what would be the distribution between those 4 metals? I mean, zinc is probably has the biggest revenue share, right?
Certainly in value terms, zinc is by far the major commodity that we produce. And really the others make up about 20% of our revenues, 20% of our production. So, and really the bulk of that is really the gold. The lead is minimal, to be honest with you, because we sell 2 concentrates. We sell a zinc concentrate and we sell a lead concentrate, and the lead concentrate contains the gold and the silver. So the only reason for producing lead, quite frankly, is so we can sell the gold and the silver. So really gold is the primary, it's not really the primary. Zinc is really the primary metal, and then gold is the next one after that. But it's really still a secondary metal. It also means we don't have to have a second license to mine the gold. If we were a primary gold producer, we would need another license.
Okay, super. If I look at your valuation, you have 5.16 cents was the basic earnings per share in 2020. So that gives roughly a 28-29 PE ratio by today's stock price. And but on the other side, if I look at attributable net assets per share at 31st December is $1.35. So this is like this is very close to your share price in pounds today, right?
Yeah, and it's a shame, because what that does not take account of is the fact we've got over 100 million tons of ore still sitting in the ground. You know, this mine will go on until 2056, probably way beyond that. We haven't properly explored the areas surrounding the mine. You know, there is so much value sort of there to be had.
Fantastic. I mean, this is exactly, and this is a great, how can I say that? Great sign for future upside potential in the share price. Absolutely. That's why I'm a shareholder.
Good.
Thank you. Yeah, super, perfect. So what is these days cash in the bank?
31st December, we had about $30 million in the bank.
Super, and no debt.
No debt.
Exactly. So that means you're totally safe and clean and clear, because this is important for me also. For me, it's always important that you cannot come under pressure if something happens.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
you never know in mining. We've had the situation in the past, where there's been an accident in the mine. We've had to close for a while. We have always been able to survive those circumstances.
Yeah, perfect. Super. Roger, thank you very much. It was a great update, and I have a good feeling that we talk very soon. Wish you all the best, of course, and take care. And yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Thank you very much, and have a great weekend. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Roger Goodwin, the CFO of Griffin Mining, one of China's largest zinc producer. And you heard it, the company is in extremely good shape despite the COVID-19 last year, where they had about 4 to 6 weeks of a break in the production, but still they are doing extremely well. The profit before taxes is even up in comparison to 2019. And of course, the revenues went a little bit down, but this is quite normal when you cannot produce. But I think the company is in extremely good shape and probably will pay, sooner than later, a dividend. And of course, if you saw, the attributable net asset value is $1.35. The stock price is at approximately 142 British pence. So this is quite close together and does absolutely not reflect 100 million tons in ore reserves here. And they can produce the next 40 years, maybe 50 years easily. So this is a stock you really should have a close look on, because they produce mostly zinc, but they have also gold, silver, and lead. And those are the metals of choice these days. And have a great weekend, and take a look here, and wish you all the best. And thanks from today from Austria. Bye bye.